I would like to begin this series of shiurim, which are going to be l'zecher nishmas Shimi Grama, Shimon Yosef ben Doniel Avraham, and I'd like to begin with speaking about why I'm doing these shiurim. Hopefully, whoever would like to join can join. Periodically, we'll put them up online, hopefully a few times a week, and I'd like to just tell you why I'm doing this, because I think that we all asked the following question to ourselves when we heard 10 days ago of that terrible news of Shimmy's passing, and that was, what can I do? What is our next step? What can I, I know personally I felt helpless, and so I decided to begin a project that I've been thinking about doing for numerous months now, definitely endorsed by many of my Talmidim and Talmidos, that we're going to start a series of short shiurim, very short shiurim, that people will click on, Be'ezras Hashem, a shiur that's less than 5 minutes. It doesn't sound intimidating, and it is a way to grow. And the bottom line is, growth is supposed to be done in little steps. So let's begin. The shiur begins with a piece that I saw written by Rav Gifter, and it starts with the Mishnah in Kalim. The Mishnah in Kalim teaches us. The Mishnah in Kalim says that if you make a kli out of any type of sea animal, obviously not the complete animal itself, but the hide or whatever, the skin of an animal, that cannot be makabel tuma except for the sea lion. You see, by the sea lion, things are a little bit different. When it comes to the sea lion is, if you take the skin of a sea lion and you make a kli out of it, a belt or whatever, that can be makabel tuma, similar to if you take regular leather. If you take regular leather from any type of animal that is an animal that lives on the land, that can be makabel tuma. The sea lion is considered an animal from the land. Why? Says Rabbi Akiva in the Mishnah, because when it's not safe, it runs to land. A regular fish, any other type of animal in the sea, when it's not safe, it keeps on swimming to a different direction. Where does the sea lion go when it's not safe? You know where the sea lion goes? The sea lion goes to land. And wherever you run when you're in a time of crisis, that is how you are defined. The sea lion runs for the land. That is how it's defined. It is now a land animal. You might spend most of your time in the sea, Mr. Sea Lion, but no, you are defined as an animal that lives on the land. Because when you're in crisis, that's where you go. You're in crisis, personal crisis with that terrible news 10 days ago of Shimmy's passing. Where are we going to run? We got to run home. We got to tell Hashem. We got to tell Hashem. We got to tell the Ribono Shel Olam, this is home. Torah is home. And Be'ezras Hashem, the following shiurim are going to be on Pirkei Avos. Pirkei Avos is home. Just like Shimmy's home was Midos Tovos. Just like Shimmy's home was Derech Eretz. We're going to make his home our home. You know, it's no coincidence that we begin this whole little series of shiurim with a mimer from Rabbi Akiva. Because Rabbi Akiva was the ultimate optimist. He was optimistic about everything. He saw good in everything. And the famous story about Rabbi Akiva is that when he was passing by the Beis HaMikdash and he saw a fox coming out and his Talmidim started crying, he saw the potential in that nevuah. The nevuah says there's going to be a fox coming out of the Kodesh Kodashim. Yet, the nevuah also says that the third Beis HaMikdash is going to be rebuilt. He was able to see the positive. And we know that every yid, every neshoma is a mikdash ma'at. And you know what Shimmy was able to do? Shimmy was able to bring out the good in each person. It was said so many times that Shimmy had all different types of friends. You know why? Because even when a person was living a life of the fox coming out of the Kodesh Kodashim, Shimmy saw the next nevuah. Shimmy was able to see the nevuah of what is this yid? What is he really about? He's really good. He's really good. He's a neshoma, and therefore, all yidden, no matter what your resume or your record held, they were a friend of Shimmy's. As such, one might find it very interesting that the gematria of Shimon Yosef is the same gematria of V'ani achazek es libo. V'ani achazek es libo. Well, when you look at those words in Sefer Shmos, those are not such happy words. That's Hashem hardening Paro's heart. But it doesn't take a big darshan to figure out that there's a different way you can read those words. V'ani achazek es libo. I'm going to give that person's leib chizuk. That's gematria Shimon Yosef. That's Shimi Grama. And Be'ezras Hashem will be able to continue a legacy with shiurim for all Yidden, with shiurim for all Jews. You just come, you click on it, just a couple of minutes. Start with Pirkei Avos, and I look forward to us joining together in this, if you will, virtual but real chabura of learning.